Hello and welcome to the Tianjin Olympic Stadium in northeast China for this crucial World Cup qualifier between China and Qatar. And you can see that the Chinese team has been freshened up with 5 new faces from the team which salvaged a 0-0 draw away in Doha last weekend. All 5 new faces are under the age of 23. As we take a look at the Qatar team, and there have been 2 changes there made by coach Jorge Fossati. In come Yusuf Ali and Fabio Cesar, who was so crucial for them in that 2-0 win over Iraq. Surprisingly dropped last week for the home clash in Doha, but he returns tonight. Look out for him, Fabio Cesar. No place for Hussein Yasser. China already leapfrogged Qatar in the world rankings during the week, climbing 8 spots to 79th in the world to be 4 clear of Qatar, and how they'd like to do the same in Group 1 with a win here on match day 4. We're underway in Tianjin. Li Weifeng's long ball. No hand ping to aim for. Hesitation in the defence. Here's a chance. Just wide. Sakor could only watch it go wide. It was Gaorin. Yet to score for China. He's the new man up front tonight, and it was a lovely improvised effort.
Great technique shown there by Gaorin, and you know, you go with the laces in that one and it's every chance you'll skew it off the side of your boot, but inside of the foot and just inches wide.
That's the sort of start that local fans wanted to see from their team. Worrying signs for Qatar, that hesitation in the centre of defence from Abdullah Koni and Marconi Amaral. There's Yusuf Ali with an early touch, and Saria wins the foul. No surprise, Li Weifeng the culprit. And immediately Fabio Cesar has a chance to whip one in with that cultured left foot. The naturalised Brazilian with Abdullah Koni and Sebastian Saria among the targets for him. Cesar's delivery is too deep.
You've got to get those into the penalty area, into the danger zone. Remember in the game against Iraq back in March, Fabio Cesar whipped one in from a similar cross. It wasn't a free kick, but it was a cross and it went straight into the back of the net. And you get it in the right areas, you get people attacking the ball, and anything can happen.
Seemed to come off the head of Ibrahim Majid, who was taking his place in defence, and also surprised to see the assistant referee pointing his way for the throw-in.
China have started this match with a lot more momentum. They've obviously come out to play and win the game. They want to put Qatar under pressure early, but they're a lot more positive than they were last weekend. Maybe the temperature's got something to do with the conditions, and certainly even the crowd here. It's I mean, this is a football crowd. It was a little bit different to playing in front of Qatari crowd.
You mentioned the temperatures. Of course, last week in Doha, a heat wave over there. 44 degrees it was on game day. Tonight in Tianjin, around about 24 degrees. So, as we said off the top, we're expecting a lot more up-tempo style of game here tonight, and it certainly started that way. China, of course, have 3 draws so far in this group. 1-1 against Iraq on match day 1. Then they drew against Australia, of course, in Kunming. Xiao Jiayi missing that penalty, and then the goalless draw last week in Doha. So their fans want to see goals. And their manager, Vladimir Petrovic, during the week was saying he wants the fans to be patient tonight. Might take until the 90th minute to get that goal. They nearly had it in the first through Gaorin. Huangbowen sweeping it wide to Sun Jiang. Shooting in behind. Offside flag goes up in the end against Yusuf Ali. But this crowd, every time they see one of their players in open spaces, there's a huge roar. Just straying offside there, Yusuf Ali. Li Wei-Feng's long ball unable to be kept in by Sun Jiang. This is the same stadium where the Matildas played out that thrilling quarter-final against Brazil last year, where Australia's thrilling World Cup run ultimately came to an end in that 3-2 thriller. Australian fans will remember that night. Jorge Fossati so frustrated last week with his team's performance. They did have that wonderful chance, Said Bashir hitting the crossbar in the closing stages. All these little moments that have altered this group. The Mark Schwarzer save from Xiao Jiayi, the header off the crossbar that we speak of, Bashir last week. How this group could have looked oh so different. Here's Talal Al-Balushi, a mainstay in midfield for Qatar throughout this campaign. Here's Mesad Al-Hamed. Harmlessly through to Song Zhenyu. Just his third cap tonight for the goalkeeper. Surprise inclusion for Zhong Lei in Doha. Did nothing wrong, not that he had much to do in the end anyway. Wang Zhao. Good strong work in midfield. Ibrahim Majed turned it over though. Crowd roar, that ball. It's Haojourdmin plays his club football with Tianjin Taida. That's why the crowd are all getting excited when he got his first touch really tonight. Here he is again, Haojourdmin against Marconi Amaral. Zheng Ji now, the captain, nice turn. Tried to thread the needle. Huangbowen committing the foul. It's in the history books as the youngest ever scorer in the Chinese Super League, finding the net as a 16-year-old back in 2004. He's one of the inclusions tonight as well. Here's Haojourdmin. You'll know when he's on the ball. Got Gao Lin in the middle. Here's Xu Ting popping up on the right. Huangbowen switches it up to Sun Jiang. Poor touch from Mesad Al-Hamed, but he gets away with it. Yusuf Ali on the turn. Comes off Saria in the end.
Big and strong, Yusuf Ali. Actually thought he's quite a tidy player, especially when he came on late in the game against Iraq back in March. He caused them a few problems, and I think he's certainly going to cause a few problems for the Chinese defence with Li Wei-Feng, who doesn't mind mixing it himself. So there could be a little bit of tension between those two tonight.
Jorge Fossati up and issuing the instructions. Here's 류지안도. They really are trying to get 하오쥔민 involved. 하오쥔민, first time ball. Took a penalty in the recent friendly win over Jordan. 하오쥔민, just 21 years of age, shows a lot of poise to step up for the national team from the spot. Converted with aplomb, and of course Radomir Dukovic knows these players oh so well. He's the Chinese Olympic coach. He sits on the bench with Vladimir Petrovic, his fellow Serb, who's the coach in name, although Dukovic does appear to issue most of the instructions for the Chinese team. 하오쥔민 rolled it to shooting. Marconi Amaral across. Lovely turn from Zheng Ji. Threads it in. Oh, what a try that was. Wonderful improvisation with the back heel. China so close to taking the lead here in Tianjin. What a goal it would have been for a team which has struggled to create on the opening 3 match days.
Great work from Zheng Ji to get in behind on that right hand side, but a good ball, and it was the only ball he could play from that angle. But what a finish. Great improvisation.
Saria's won the free kick here. Can't wait to see some replays of this effort. It was Xu Ting.
Could have almost let that go through his legs. There was a player behind him as well that would have had a simple tap in.
And that's why they were so desperate for this man, Zheng Ji, to pass that fitness test on his dodgy groin.
Given the position of China, I don't think he would have had much of a choice.
Only a 5-day turnaround though.
And the travel in between, that's the most important factor as well. It's not the turnaround time, it's the amount of distance they've had to cover as well. It's very difficult to recover on planes, which could also be one of the reasons why there's been 5 changes to this Chinese squad.
Here's Yusuf Ali again.
That was a tough call, I think, on Li Weifeng there. He did everything right, got his body between the man and the ball, and there's no way that Yusuf Ali was going to actually stop this. Maybe it's the arm across the shoulder, but you've got to be able to compete in that regard, and that one was a little bit soft. I feel a bit sorry for Li Weifeng because he copped a hiding off the referee, I felt, the other night. I think he picked up a yellow card as well.
His reputation precedes him.
Yeah, what was that little story you told us about the other night?
6 red cards in 14 months. And
that's the one.
The Chinese manager said you're off the team for a while. Better delivery and a penalty given.
That is soft. Yusuf Ali down again.
Well, the referee from Lebanon has made a huge call here. Bilal Mohammed went down. And moments after they hit the woodwork at the other end, China, they're a big chance of going behind here at home to Qatar.
You'd need to see that from another angle, but I think the Chinese player tripped, but maybe from a different camera angle you might see. I do think he had his arms on him.
Does look like Gaolin had a lot of Bilal Mohammed's shirt. Now all the focus is on Sebastian Sariah. Sariah sends Song Zhenyu the wrong way, and what a crucial goal that could be in Group 1. Qatar have the lead here in Tianjin.
I think maybe the penalty was justified, but having said that, the score at the moment isn't a reflection of the state of the game, so to speak. China have definitely been on top, and should they keep playing the way they have and don't let this rattle them, this early setback rattle them, I think they'll certainly get back into the game and possibly even win it.
7 goals in his last 7 internationals, and Jorge Fossati knows how huge that goal could be.
He's still got a job.
And it's a well-paid job as well in Qatar. Population of just 1 million, but the gas and oil deposits make them one of the richest countries in the world per capita, and so desperate to get to the World Cup for the first time. Jorge Fossati, of course, failed with Uruguay when he came to Sydney in 2005. He'd be the ultimate miracle worker for Qatar if he took them to South Africa in 2010. It's still a long way to go, not just in the qualification process, but also tonight. I wonder if a few Chinese players are waiting for any opportunity to go down in the box as Sun Jiang prepares to whip in this ball. Li Weifeng among the targets. Well dealt with by Qatar. There was no tugging of shirts from them. Li Weifeng stayed forward. And nothing going his way at the moment.
You see when the second free kick from Saria actually went into the box. Well, not Saria, the other guy, Fabio Cesar, and it does make a difference. Had that one been similar to the first and gone over the bar, you can't really award a penalty. It's all about delivery.
Fabio Cesar showing all of that professionalism, slowing down the free kick there. Spent a few years in the Serie A with Napoli and Udinese. Here's a handy position for a free kick now for China. There's Cao Yang getting forward. The foul on Gaorin, the villain of the piece, after giving away that penalty.
Now, if that was a foul either, to be honest, he had comfortable control of the ball.
Amaral
was entitled to have a go at that. From Qatar's point of view, it's almost too early in the game to take a lead because there is such a long time left.
Straight into the wall from Haojourdmin. Here's 류지안도.
Won't catch it. Well, he did well.
Rather than concede the goal kick, Cao Yang concedes the throw-in instead. Bilal Mohammed, who won the penalty. There's Cao Yang again. Still Cao Yang. Lovely run. Not a bad ball either. Abdullah Koni with the clearing header, the captain. Cao Yang again. Half cleared and then set forward again by Saria. Breaks for Cesar. Wonderful vision. Mesad Al-Hamad is supporting Saria here. Still Saria. Had Cesar at the back post if that had flashed across.
I think any striker worth his salt would have been thinking too much about the back stick there when you get a half a look at that far post. You look at the inside of the net. The job of the guy at the back post is to be there for the shank, for the miscue. That's about it.
I reckon it might have been a shank in the end if it got past the defender. He might have been in this man. Fabios is up. He's come across to take the corner. Saria's header. Here's a chance for 2-0. It was Yusuf Ali who had half a chance there.
Not all that far wide. He only needed the slightest of touches. I don't think he deviated the path of the ball at all.
Sebastian Saria, who hardly had a sight of goal in Doha in the home fixture for Qatar, is already on the score sheet and proving a real menace for the Chinese on the counter-attack.
Chinese are passing the ball around, moving the ball around so much better than they did last weekend, and to be honest, even better than they did in the first half against Australia back on the 26th of March. They're looking far more positive than they have so far in this World Cup campaign.
Chinese player goes down. No one really anticipating that at the back post. So it flicked off a Qatari head. Well, patience was the buzzword during the week from Vladimir Petrovic, the Chinese coach. Hao쥔min's delivery. Good one too. Bilal Mohammed's headed clear. China content to wait for the second ball.
I think Fusati, or the Chinese coach, has asked for patience from the crowd. I think he has to ask the same of his players as well, because the way the Qatar have set up, they're big at the back, they've got numbers behind the ball right across the top of the 18-yard line. Anything that's sort of knocked in there in the air is pretty much going to be well and truly dealt with by the Qatari defence. The Chinese are good moving the ball around. They need to be patient. They need to work the corners of the penalty areas and look to get into those little spaces in behind or in between defenders. That's where they can cause problems.
Got to pay credit to Fusati as well. You see so many managers come on the road to these away fixtures and play one up front and just wait for the loose ball, the second ball if you like, or the counter-attack, but they've gone with Saria and Yusuf Ali tonight, two up front, and they're proving a handful. Ibrahim Majed joins in. A nothing ball. Yusuf Ali was offside, and the flag didn't go up in the end, it was a foul instead. Gaorin, the villain, for giving away this penalty. Saria sending the goalkeeper the wrong way. Here's another look at that same angle. He's definitely got hold of Bilal Mohammed's sleeve and left nothing to the imagination. The referee had a good view of it. Population of more than 10 million here in Tianjin, and so many empty seats in the background there. What does it say about the Chinese national team? The coach has been calling on the locals to get out and support their team.
They didn't have a full stadium against Australia though as well a couple of months ago. It's not that they're apathetic, I guess, but the football's probably not as popular amongst the masses as maybe we'd like to think it is.
Zheng Zhi, he's certainly popular plied his trade in the English Premier League with Charlton. He was in the Championship last season, of course, and the Addicts failed to gain promotion. There's talk that he could be a teammate of Mark Schwartz's next season. Roy Hodgson considering a £4 million move. Good ball in. Zheng Ji was trying to get on the end of it. Well covered by his opposing captain, Abdullah Koning. Had a terrific season at the Valley in the last campaign. Played more games than any other outfield player. Scored 9 goals, came up with 6 assists, and regarded as Charlton's most valuable player. Alan Pardew desperate to keep him, but if the Premier League clubs come knocking with transfer fees like that, you'd say he'd be on his way. Good advantage played by the referee. Soria just leaving his mark on a couple. Another disappointing ball from Sun Jiang. Breaks for Soria. Danger for China here. Soria trying to switch it up to Fabio Cesar. Still Cesar, saw Soria. Didn't quite make its way through. Yusuf Ali tried to milk another penalty. And with the Chinese player down, Mesad Al-Hamad does the sporting thing. Radimir Djukovic, a former goalkeeper, just like Jorge Fossati. Don't see many goalkeepers step into the head coaching roles.
No, it's interesting to get two opponents as well from, I guess they're in the same qualifying group, but certainly cultures apart.
Of course, he was in charge of Ghana at the World Cup in 2006, and as I said earlier, he's not the manager in name of China at the national team level. He is in charge of the Olympic team, but it's widely thought that he will take over in September. But will they still be alive in the qualification process? It could all end here in June.
You would have to think if China can't get back into this game and don't take any points out of it at all, that their campaign would virtually be over. Only 2 games left.
And they have to come to Sydney, of course, on the final match day.
You'd like to think their hopes would still be alive, because it would be a fantastic atmosphere against Australia at the ANZ Stadium on a night like that, with us already qualified, fingers crossed, and the Chinese fighting for second spot, playing for second spot. Isn't it amazing how far football's come in a very short space of time? Who would have expected a World Cup qualifier between Qatar and China to be on television in Australia?
And it shows Fox Sports' commitment to football. All the drama in this World Cup qualifying process played out on your screens live when the Socceroos go around. Nice turn from Yusuf Ali, just not enough on the pass to Al-Hamad.
That you would think would be very close to a yellow card with a boot up like that.
Lu Jian finds Zheng Ji, just. Here's Cao Yang. This is better. Haoģunmin's delivery. Abdullah Koning.
The Chinese are always outnumbered in the box. If they're going to whip crosses in from wide areas, they have to get numbers in the box, and they were definitely outnumbered there. Very difficult to pick out a player in between big defenders.
Too much strength. Ibrahim Majed. Well, it breaks for 류지안. Sun Jiang, can he deliver a more meaningful ball? No is the answer.
5 against 3 in that situation. Qatar versus China. I said they've got to get some numbers in there if they're hoping for any joy from some of these crosses.
Well played by Wang Zhao, who's recovered from that knock to the knee. Huangbowen sees Sun Jiang in space. Quickly closed down by Fabio Cesar. Bilal Mohammed, one of the heroes of the first half for Qatar, winning the penalty. Zheng Ji, another nice touch. Haoģünmin ignores Cao Yang. That probably was the time to put the man down the right flank and let him whip the cross in from deep. Get to the byline, as they say. Well played, Talal Al-Balushi.
And that was a championship challenge from whoever I've seen one from Zheng Ji.
Referee played the advantage because Qatar kept the ball. I wonder if he'll have a chat to the Chinese captain. Good spell of possession for China, but can they work a meaningful shot? 5 minutes to go here in the first half. They trail to a Sebastian Sarria penalty. Yusuf Ali, again good strength. Plays in Sarria immediately. Fabio Cesar joins the attack. Wonderful control. And good defending as well. The referee says play on. And Said Al Hamad went down too easily. He's all over Zheng Ji. Al-Balushi comes again, good strength from Zheng Ji. Good ball too as well to Haoģünmin.
Awfully close to a handball there.
Again, look at all those white shirts back.
And their big bodies in those white shirts. I'd like to see a replay of that. I've got a feeling that the defender actually blocked that cross with his arm. Unintentionally, of course, but the handball's a handball in the penalty area.
It was good tracking back because it looked like Haoģünmin would get a meaningful cross in. Here's Huangbowen. Haoģünmin plays the 1-2 with Cao Yang. Good running off the ball as well. Opened up the opportunity, but fired straight into Ibrahim Majed. And the foul against Huangbowen, who's going into the book. Just 20 years of age, winning just his second cap tonight. One of the youngsters brought in to freshen up the Chinese team. So far, the gamble of playing all these inexperienced players hasn't paid off for Petrovic and Djukovic. Sarria again the target. 류지안 to Gaolin. Ball got stuck under his feet, but he still found Haojourdmin. Good ball too. Again, the header predictably won by the Qataris. It's a better option. The ball to feet into the box, but cut out by Wessam Rishk. Real talisman in midfield for Qatar. Sun Jiang, Zheng Ji's in the middle. He looks for Zheng Ji.
Not a great deal of conviction attacking that ball at the back post by Haojourdmin. I'd like to see the stats on the number of balls the Chinese have knocked into the opposition penalty area. All to no avail so far.
95% of them have been headed away by the Qataris. Their only goal so far in this qualifying campaign was a header from Zheng Ji against Iraq in the UAE back on match day 1. Saria is down. The crowd not happy about it. The onus wasn't on China to put the ball out, but they did so anyway.
I'd like to see just how serious this is. It's like he's cramped already. Trusty statistician tells me that China have got 14 in and 7 for Qatar, so they've actually doubled the numbers, as they did the other night. So I don't mind whipping it in the mixer, so to speak, but I think they've really got to concentrate on getting the ball to beat the first man. They've got half a chance then of one of their players making contact somewhere in front of goals. If they can't get beyond the first man though at the near post, they're going to find it very difficult to score.
Bilal Mohammed worked that well in confined spaces. Free kick against Xu Ting, who played under Petrovic at Dalian Shide back in 2005 when the Serbian was in charge. Had his chances against Australia in Kunming as well, Xu Ting, but he's been pretty quiet after the opening few minutes here. A lot of the attack has come down this right-hand side through Haojourdmin and this man, Cao Yang. This might be another booking. It is for Louisiane this time. He was worried about Mesad Al-Hamad getting on his bike.
I think that was just a mistimed tackle. There was no malice or intention involved in that whatsoever. I think the referee's actually been a bit harsh with the yellow cards for China as opposed to what could have possibly happened with a couple of Qatari challenges as well.
Ibrahim Majed towards Yusuf Ali, got another touch on it. Saria is back up on his feet, and it's his goal which separates the teams at half-time. The Chinese coaches with a lot of talking to do in the dressing rooms at half-time. Jorge Fossati is very happy with this 1-0 scoreline after Saria's early penalty here. Bilal Mohammed won the penalty, and at half-time here in Tianjin, it's China 0, Qatar 1. To the Tianjin Olympic Stadium, where Qatar are 45 minutes away from solidifying second spot in Group 1. They lead 1-0 thanks to a Sebastian Saria penalty on 15 minutes. As we take a look at this wonderful stadium, capacity of 60,000, it's known as the Water Drop. We don't get a good idea of why it's called the Water Drop at night, but if you were there outside, you would get a fair idea.
I think if the Chinese don't get a result tonight, Brendan, it could be changed to the teardrop.
And we saw that China have made a change at halftime. Du Zhenyu has come on for Sun Jiang, whose delivery from the left was very poor, and I like that move as well. Du Zhenyu, we've seen in the AFC Champions League against Adelaide United, plays for Changchun Yatai, of course, and he could be a key figure here in the second half. China in their red strip, defending the goal to the right of screen. But more importantly, attacking the goal to the left of screen as they try and get back on level terms and then chase the 3 points. They desperately need the 3 points tonight, you'd think. They play Iraq here in a week's time. They really wanted 6 points out of those two fixtures before they head for Sydney on June 22. Ball stays in for China. Amaral forced to clear. Du Zhenyu, his first touch is an illegal one, according to Talat Nyam from Lebanon. Did you see much of your old club in the Champions League in the last campaign? Du Zhenyu?
Yeah, I did watch bits and pieces. Not live, obviously. I was down there for one game, but was here in Sydney, so I watched it on television.
And this Du Zhenyu was quite capable on the left-hand side.
Yatai they're a good side. Probably a little bit unlucky actually, not to get more out of the competition than they did.
Foul given against Soria, who really does throw his weight around up front for Qatar. Coney's header clear. Haojunmin very busy in the first half for China. Shooting, got a little flick on. Through to Du Zhenyu. He's got some tricks. Chinese.
That wasn't one of them.
Player of the year last year. Commentators curse striking. And that was Huang with the long-range effort. You want to see more of this in the second half?
Well, I think when the time's right and you've been a bit patient, a good shot, one on target into the box, in between defenders, can always, catch the stray arm here and there, and if the referee's consistent, maybe look at a penalty.
You think he's going to have a chance to even up the penalty count at some stage. Whether he's going to give it's another matter. But China just have to get forward and get those balls in the box and put the referee under pressure. China take the throw in quickly. Good surging run as well. Into the box. Great defending in the end, Ibrahim Majed.
Did very well to stay alive there and not commit earlier than he did. A lot of plays, actually, Marconi Amaral. And took the near side option there. He is a left-footed, I think, from memory, Amaral, and used the right foot, the closest one to the ball. If he'd have gone with the other leg, that one would have beaten him.
Well, Sun Jiang's delivery was disappointing in the first half. Here's Du Zhenyu's first go from the corner. Bilal Mohammed's header. Li Wei-fung. He wants a foul. Not forthcoming. Gaolin on the move again. Slightest touch from Talal Al-Belushi. He's the first Qatari player into the book. Gaorin certainly come out a new player in this second half. A couple of terrific runs already. But what an opportunity here for China. Zheng Ji, the captain, looks like he'll take the responsibility. It's Zheng Ji. Mohammad Shakir prepared to watch it go wide.
Had it been on target, I think the keeper had it comfortably covered. It's always difficult to score at the far post from that side of angle. The one that does tend to beat the keeper more often than not is the one over the wall. But that's a very difficult skill to perform. Although David Beckham did it quite comfortably against Sydney FC at the ANZ Stadium back in November.
Saria looking for Cesar. There's Gaorin again. Shooting, loses out. Ibrahim Majed looking for Yusuf Ali, but he was offside. Good defending again from Amaral.
Certainly a vastly improved player to the one that walked onto the park at the Telstra Dome back in March.
So many of these Qatari players look like different players. Ever since they were 3-0 behind on 33 minutes at the Dome.
They were lucky to walk away with less than 6 that night, to be honest, with the chances the Aussies created.
Haven't conceded a goal since. The president of the Chinese FA took the step during the week of coming out and assuring the public we will get through this stage, we will go to the next round. Our fate is in our own hands. Well, it won't be in their own hands if they lose this fixture tonight. And they need a goal in a hurry here. Zheng Ji driving at the heart of the Qatari defence again. Shooting's delivery. Here's a chance. Du Zhenyu. It came too quickly to his teammate in the middle. Might have been Gaorin, was it?
Not falling for the Chinese tonight. It's a great opportunity. That ball across a lot deeper to the back post, and striker facing the wrong way there. You've always got to face at least halfway towards your own goal. You've got more of a chance of getting onto it then.
I think Gaorin is going to go and dig up that part of the Tianjin Stadium. It's the same part of the stadium where he gave away the penalty in the first half, and now he's missed from 6 yards out. Did come at him quickly from Du Zhenyu, who might have been expected to get his initial shot on target, but
I think he deliberately knocked that one across the face because his path to goal was blocked by Qatari bodies.
Here's shooting. Zheng Ji kept his feet well.
Zheng Ji has been outstanding in this game tonight. He is such an elegant player.
Cao Yang looking
Offside.
for Zheng Ji. Offside flag stayed down. Still Zheng Ji looking to pick out a teammate. It was Zhu Ting coming in.
Be interested to see that one on replay. Not impressed by the I think it's Yusuf Ali, isn't it? It's gone down with cramp now. Ooh, I'd say he was offside.
Bilal Mohammed might have been keeping him on. Very tight. That's what we like to see from the assistant referees, though.
Not quite aggressive enough there, Zheng Zhi, when he got into that area. Well, probably not aggressive, but urgent's a better word. I don't think he was aware of the keeper.
I think he likes your elegant rap. He'd rather look like an elegant player than an urgent player. Some players, they do just look that way, don't they? They make everything look so easy that when they don't attack the ball with any urgency, it makes it look pretty bad. Qatar down to 10 men for the time being. Sloppy touch from Du Zhenyu. And the second half substitute goes into the book as well. Fabio Cesar with the commando role for effect. Not dealt with by the Chinese back four. And the crowd getting even more frustrated now. Mesad Al-Hamad it is who stayed down this time. We heard Pim Verbeek talking about the play acting and having to deal with that when Iraq came to Brisbane last week, and we can expect this from the Qataris throughout the second half.
No, I think we're going to see a lot more play acting with Qatar sitting on a 1-0 lead. Anything they can to slow up the tempo of the game.
류지안도, Zheng Zhi climbed all over the back of his opposing skipper. Gaorin, the youngster, has looked pretty lively. He's also been the villain of the piece, giving away that penalty and then missing from 6 yards out. He makes way for Han Peng. Soria wants the corner, and the assistant referee gives it to him.
Big strong boy Sebastian Soria did well to hold off the two Chinese defenders there. Knows his way around a football field. Got pace, two good feet.
China have brought on two strikers, but Han Peng is back in defence at the moment, marking Bilal Mohammed. Breaks for Zheng Zhi. Defending from Wang Zhao, applauded by the Tianjin locals. Majid Hassan, the substitute, with an early touch. Bilal Mohammed tried to thread it back to Hassan, who comes again and concedes the throw-in. It's a real gamble, spending all your substitutes this early. What do you make of it?
I think they've got nothing to lose, to be honest. The players who are on the park weren't able to break down the Qatari defence. He's brought on a couple more attacking players, and the hope that certainly in the last 15 minutes, I think you'll see a lot more Chinese bodies getting forward in search of that equaliser they so desperately need.
You won't want to see anyone go down clutching an ankle or a knee in the final 25 minutes though. Zheng Ji came into this game under an injury cloud. Groin problem.
Certainly doesn't look injured to me. I think he's actually had his best performance in the games I've seen him play for China so far.
Saria wins the header. Cleared by Li Weifeng. Chinese ball boy trying to keep the tempo up for his team, but didn't quite work out that way. Song Zhenyu pumps it long. Chinese crowd in full voice now, trying to rally their team. Li Weifeng asked Song Zhenyu to come. Wasn't the best clearance in the world, but did the job. It was a big weekend for Chinese football. Their women's team in the final of the Asian Cup tomorrow against North Korea after North Korea knocked out the Matildas. This would be a massive body blow to Chinese football if they lost at home to Qatar. 류지안도, who's dropped into that left back role. Du Zhenyu. Du Zhenyu was just trying to take a quick free kick, but the referee didn't like the way he went about it. Now two Qataris are down saying there's cramp, and Zheng Ji's upset and it's threatening to kick off here.
You would expect tempers to certainly start to flare from a Chinese perspective at this stage of the game, with no joy in front of goal. It's actually frustrating. I mean, I'll be honest, it does my head in a bit when you see teams that it's almost blatantly play acting to waste a bit of time.
You'd like to see it punishable by yellow cards, but then the referee has to become a mind reader as well. Huangbowen flicked off the head of Majid Hassan. Loujian. Bilal Mohammed is back on already.
So there's that ball not clearing the first defender.
Huangbowen just gave it away as well.
It's a soft turnover.
Qatar looking to hit them on the break. The assistant referee gives the foul against Du Zhenyu. I think Talat Nam was happy to let it go.
I think Fabio Cesar realised he was never going to catch that ball and took the quickest route to ground. Down he goes. Did get back to his feet though, although now he's down doing up a shoelace. Works the 1-2 with Bilal Mohammed. No. 20 minutes plus stoppage time, which will be at least 5 minutes, you'd think, the way it's going. Saria are just straight offside, but they've almost got a telepathic understanding, Saria and Fabio Cesar. Albeit they're coming from countries that definitely oppose one another in the football world, and probably prefer to have nothing to do with each other.
Saria plays for the Qatar Sporting Club in the Q League, scored 17 of their 35 league goals in the last campaign. Offside flag up. Good decision. Chubo just failing to look across the line. Talat Naam has got plenty to deal with at the moment. There's no flow to the game at all. Just like Qatar want. Cao Yang, the latest man, frustrated. Right into the back of Sebastian Saria as well. Ibrahim Majed over the free kick. Flighted deep towards Saria. Falls for Cesar. Abdullah Koning had stayed forward. Now a chance for China on the break. Haojunmin. Wessam Rishk. Well played. That's why he's one of the first names on the team sheet for Jorge Fossati. Saria on the turn. Lovely 1-2. Is the offside flag up?
You would think so. Although the pace that the 1-2 was played may have caused the linesman a little bit of grief, or assistant referee I should say, but definitely offside.
The players just didn't seem to stop there for a moment. I wonder whether the flag went up at all in the end. Might have been a chance for Saria to make it a double and almost kill off China. Two Qataris down, but fortunately getting back to their feet just as quickly. Talal Al-Balushi, another tireless worker in midfield. Both he and Rishk have been invaluable for Qatar on the last 3 match days. Another card.
Lee Wei Fung suspended, isn't it, next game? How many cards can you get each group? 2?
I think it's 2 and then he's gone, so you can almost see that written across his face that he won't be around for the Iraq game in 7 days' time. Majid Hassan just latching onto the loose ball. Plenty of talk between Rishk and Cesar. Cesar goes direct and comfortable for Song Zhenyu. Again, the fresh legs of Majid Hassan. This time Chubo picks his pocket though. Here he is again. Played it well. Zheng Ji waits for it. Just overhit the pass. Du Zhenyu kept it in. No foul against Al Balushi. But the offside flag up against Soria this time. The offside's never going to be in your own half. The referee just explaining that. Didn't think he'd have to a professional footballer. Li Wei Fong flights it in. There's no point for Chinese players to stay down.
I think he may have been looking to earn himself something in the, because it was inside the penalty area where contact was made with the Qatari defender.
Soria again led with the elbow that time.
As he did in the first half. I wonder what the referee's going to do about this.
That one looked pretty
Chinese will definitely complain about it.
I'm sure Vince Grella would have liked this referee to be in charge at the Asian Cup last year.
We might have been defending champions had that happened instead of the Iraqis.
Soria playing for the free kick, not forthcoming. Li Wei Fong starting to throw his weight around, so is Soria. Again, the Chinese want a card shown to the goal scorer.
I think on the face of it, we're in for a very scrappy last 15 minutes or so.
류지안도 it was who was trying to leave his mark on Soria.
I wonder what's going through his mind right now. Possibly see his job disappearing down the river.
Well, he said during the week, I hope the Chinese fans and come and support us in Tianjin, and I will not let them down. Well, who has let the Chinese public down? The players or the coaches? He also said we have no reason to be scared of Qatar. We will beat them. When you make bold statements in the press, you've got to back it up. This man's pretty quiet off the pitch. He lets his football do the talking, and it's his goal from the penalty spot, which still separates these teams. The penalty came in the 15th minute. And just as we saw in Doha, a member of the Chinese bench is being sent to the stands. In fact, looks like it's Sun Jihai who's been told to head to the stands. The Manchester City defender, not used tonight, has mouthed off out of turn according to the officials, and he's on his way. So we did get a chance to see Sun Jihai tonight. Of course, China have already spent their 3 subs, so he wasn't going to play a part on the field tonight. Good strong take by Shakir. The ball in his hands. I'm not sure why the referee has to blow his whistle.
I think he blew it for the challenge, obviously. Goalkeepers around the world to protect the species.
It's just another stop-start moment when Shakir wasn't affected and he had the ball in hand to keep the play going. Zheng Ji. It's not through lack of trying from the Chinese captain. Han Peng's challenge applauded. But now we're inside 10 minutes plus stoppage time for China.
time definitely running out. The tempo of the game's well and truly died off.
How do you think the Socceroos will fare next week in Qatar against this team?
Interesting to see how the conditions are. First of all, the heat is a big factor. But Qatar have had two fairly tough matches, two certainly within a shorter space of time. Their recovery wouldn't have been good. They have to travel back to Doha. The Aussies, on the other hand, have been in the Middle East for 2 weeks, and the travel between Dubai and Doha is about an hour. So I'd like to think that the odds were definitely stacked in favour of the Australian team.
Here's a chance for Qatar to kill off China. Cesar just overhit that pass to Soria. Wang Zhao flew in. Soria kept his feet initially, but no surprise to see him stay down. China don't have to put the ball out though. They should try and play on. Leave it up to Qatar to put the ball out of play. Here's Chubo. Just invited that challenge from Marconi Amaral, and a good challenge it was too. Now the referee will go and check on Soria. That was pretty sloppy from Chubo though, the substitute. He was in an attacking situation and just showed too much of the ball to Amaral.
He's almost inviting the challenge, I think. Hoping for maybe an equalising penalty. But you can never show too much of the ball to a good defender, because they will take it and they'll take it clean, as Amaral did then. Did well to keep the ball then, Chubo, and did really well to get the turn in, but dropped the intensity, got the head up to have a look at what other options were on, and forgot about protecting the ball.
Du Zhenyu finds Lu Jian. Back to Du Zhenyu. Nice build up here. Final ball to Abdullah Kone though. Here's Huang Bowen. That was a chance. Best build up of the match though, out here on the left.
Great little 1-2 here. Looked to certainly appeared to have taken a deflection. But once again, they've got him behind, and the ball across hasn't got past the first man. And it's always going to be difficult to score in those situations.
He's such an imposing presence, Abdullah Kone, the captain for Qatar, and so many of those balls have wound up being cleared off his head. Got to credit his positioning, but as you say, I think the Chinese have got to find one of their teammates eventually. Time's running out though. Lu Jian gets it moving quickly. Zheng Ji. No free kick for Lu Jian, who dived in again. He's on a yellow card as well, the number 7. Qatar go to the bench. Mohammed, who's an attacking player, coming on for Fabio Cesar, and has been struggling throughout most of this second half. Not much run left in those legs. Another Al Balushi on the pitch. Clever header. Song Zhenyu is a little lethargic off his line. Again, Kone's header. Majid Hassan stays down this time. Pretty clumsy from Lee Wei-fung. And that one would hurt. They really wanted the 3 points, China, but now they'd just be content with an equaliser just to stay in touch with Qatar. Qatar came here on 4 points, China on 3 points, of course, so they can kick 4 points clear of China tonight, Qatar.
And 4 points is awfully difficult to catch up in 2 games.
Especially when one of those games is in Sydney against the Socceroos. Haojourdmin has been well covered by Mesad Al-Hamad in the second half. The switch was on to Lee Wei-fung. It finds him in the end anyway. Lu Jian. Zheng Zhi goes forward. It's Han Peng, in fact. Mohamed Sakir with confident take.
Han Peng actually had a touch yet. Maybe it wasn't such a good substitution after all.
Well, Gaorin was coming into the game. He was the villain of the piece, giving away the penalty, Gaorin, but he was also very good going forward in the 10 minutes prior to him coming off.
Yeah, I do think he caused some problems. He got into good areas, and as much as he did give the penalty away, it was one of those ones that could have gone either way. But he was aggressive. He was getting into areas where he could attack the ball, and he was putting himself about and causing problems. China, since the substitutions, and obviously this last 15 minutes when Qatar have made a meal of everything to even look like a free kick, have really lacked a lot of penetration. They're not as patient in their build-up now, trying to force things and knocking long balls into the box, and Mohamed Sakir's been able to deal with anything that's come into the box fairly easily, generally because it's come in straight.
Song Zhenyu, the instructions to pump it forward. Look for Han Peng. Can he get a touch? Cleared by Al-Balushi.
Look how high up the Chinese defence are as well.
He might yet get a chance to make it a double spree on the break in these closing minutes.
That's a better ball.
And the substitute, Mohamed, concedes the corner. Probably had to go for that header in the end because Du Zhenyu was getting him behind. All those white shirts, goal side, and that's unforgivable. He swung it out, Du Zhenyu.
I was actually looking at the angle of his run-up when he set that corner up in the shot we had before the corner was taken, and thinking exactly that. This is a good chance of going out.
I'm pretty sure I just heard 4 minutes of added time here at the end of the game. From the PA announcer, confirmation of that. Here's Saria. Sebastian Saria. Song Zhenyu had to get there, still alive for Hassan. Saria is down on the, clutching at a calf on the edge of the area.
He's cramped, I would say. He's done a power of running tonight. And, well, give him credit. He gets into really good areas in between defenders. Always available, very competitive.
Mohamed Al-Balushi looking for Talal Al-Balushi. Li Wei-Fung thought about throwing an elbow there. Does have that history of red cards we've spoken about earlier. Thought better of it. Just pumped long by Mohammed. And now Saria goes down with that cramp we noticed. But he won't accept the sporting conduct of Song Zhenyu. Surely that's just what the physio is going to do. Come on and help stretch out the cramp.
You think he's at the point where even the stretching won't help too much.
So we were told there were going to be 4 minutes.
The referee did stop his watch when he went to have a look at Saria there.
Mustafa Abdullah, the final substitute. Saria's gone. Here's a chance.
Look, you've got to give credit to Qatar. They have defended exceptionally well tonight. They've stayed compact. They've been very disciplined, and anything that's come into that penalty box, they've attacked. They haven't been caught flat-footed and out-jumped or out-attacked by the Chinese.
Li Wei-Fung's long ball. We've seen already in this group that Li Wei-Fung can make things happen when he gets forward. You wonder if now's the time when he should perhaps push forward and try and make something happen. Leave someone else to clean up the long balls from Qatar at the back. Han Peng wins the header this time. Fell for Mesad Al-Hamed though. Here is Li Wei-Fung. Will it stay in? No. Haoģmin과 has to watch it go across, and now the goalkeeper is on his backside. Dukovic and Petrovic. It hasn't been a happy night for them, but Jorge Fossati on the verge of claiming a precious 3 points. You'd think Mohamed Sakir would be up there in first class on the way back to Doha. Huge man. And we don't even get to 4 minutes of stoppage time. A famous result here for Qatar, just like they did in a World Cup qualifier back in 1997. They've come and taken the 3 points away from China. Sebastian Saria with a 15th minute penalty after Gao Lin dragged down Bilal Mohammed in the box. Qatar up to second in the group, and they'll host the Socceroos in a week's time. China, their hopes of going to the World Cup for just the second time are just about extinguished. Teardrops at the water drop here in Tianjin. What a performance from Qatar, masterminded by Jorge Fossati.
Oh, as I said before, I think they deserve to be commended. They played okay, albeit on the break on many occasions, but they had the players to do that. The two strikers, Yusuf Ali and Sebastian Saria, worked tirelessly to be the first line of defence. They made China play it long when they had to. They made life difficult for them, and they kept the pressure up. There were moments when they did drop off during the second half, but at the end of the day, you've got to give credit to Qatar for the way they defended.
So the great underachievers of Asian football, China, have lost again at home to Qatar. The final score, 1-0 to Qatar. So on behalf of John Cosmina, this is Brenton Speed saying goodbye for now.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.